Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Rausch Games here on YouTube. More importantly, welcome back to my WWE 2K14 Universe mode. I'm glad he got off my TV before I had to say something. We are here for NXT this first Tuesday in the month of June. We're coming to you live from Grand Canyon University Arena in Phoenix, Arizona. Sold out crowd of exactly 5,000 people here in attendance to see NXT. And just like on Raw last night, our first two matches are going to feature two of the matches from the King of Trios tournament. And in the ring right now, yo, get off my TV. You've got an IWC team taking it to the NWO. The NWO are your fifth-seeded team in the tournament. They are taking on Team Throwbacks of the IWC. The tag team, the Throwbacks, made up of Dasher Hatfield in the ring, my favorite Chikara wrestler ever, and he's the true King of Swing, if anybody's asking. He is the old-timey King of Swing, and he's used the moniker long before Mr. Cesaro in the real world. But his tag team partner, Mr. Touchdown, Mark Angelosetti, over in the corner. They're also joined by the wrestling machine, Tim Donst, and he's going to round out their trio. And Hatfield is just taking it to the NWO here in front of this NXT crowd, but there's Syxx fighting back. The NWO, of course, represented by Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner, Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig, and whatever you want to call him, X-Pac, Syxx, Sean Waltman, that guy who broke his ass open doing a Bronco Buster. Whatever you want to say, they are the team. And you know the story with the NWO. They have not been able to find their way up the card on SmackDown at all since they debuted in this universe mode. And they're really hoping for some big things out of this King of Trios tournament. They were given a very generous high ranking at number 5. But they're just running into a brick wall with the man with the baseball mask on right here with Dasher Hatfield. But now Hatfield tries to get him in the corner, and Syxx reverses into a beautiful drop kick. And now a stomp on the shoulder and a knee to the throat as Donst and Angelosetti just back off and look on. There's Syxx now working from behind on Hatfield. Has his arm up over, twisting back suplex. And Dasher Hatfield is down in his own corner now. But now he gets up and pushes off, runs at Syxx, and there's the sliding uppercut to him. The move Goldust perfected over the years. Now from behind, there's a takedown from Hatfield. Spins around the other way and gets the tag on Mr. Touchdown. Mark Angelosetti into the ring now. But right into a drop toe hold from Syxx. We're going to have 4 more matches coming your way tonight. We'll have one more King of Trios matchup. We're going to have the 6th-seeded Wyatt family, regulars here on NXT, and they'll be taking on the 27th-seeded Usos with the presence of the Iron Sheik, their 3rd member. That is going to be one hell of a team to watch. Jimmy J and the Iron Sheik coming back to reclaim his camel clutch from all the people that use it in my universe mode. And then we'll have 3 NXT matches later on this evening. The Rausch and Heath Slater continuing to go back and forth. Last week on NXT, there's a great insecurity from Mr. Touchdown there. Last week on NXT, the Rausch got revenge for losing to Heath Slater at our NXT Over the Limit pay-per-view 2 weekends ago. There's a nice reversal from Angelosetti, backs off, but right into an inverted atomic drop, and he's paying the ultimate price there. So Heath Slater, encouraged by Paul Heyman and the rest of his 3MB brethren as they're all trying to salvage their relationships here in NXT, heading into this tournament where they have a chance to come out as the King of Trios, has been encouraged to take on the Roush one more time in a submission match here tonight that will hopefully settle the rivalry once and for all. We'll find out for sure. And then we will have a Falls Count Anywhere match between Mark Henry and Big John Studd. Their rivalry is nowhere near done. It is a blood feud at this point, and the crowd is loving what Mark Henry's doing to him, but we do have to mention that last week, absolutely no sign of A Deceive during their match whatsoever. It seems as though the manager is out of the equation, the romantic interest is gone, and the 2 biggest men in NXT, save for, of course, the Great Khali, just absolutely hate each other now and don't need a reason to fight week and week apart. And then in our main event, we will have the NXT champion, The Miz, in action in a non-title match against, great German suplex from Mr. Touchdown, Mark Angelosetti, and now he finds the wrestling machine, Tim Donst into the ring. He will be The Miz, your champion here at NXT, will be taking on Kofi Kingston in a non-title match. Kingston made his debut in NXT after being demoted a few months back. He made his debut at Over the Limit, losing to Brodus Clay in a steel cage in a Hell in a Cell match for the Internet Championship. He's going to look to put some hurt in on The Miz and hopefully earn a spot taking on The Miz for that title sometime in the future, because as it appears, with La Revolucion getting on her nerves, Stephanie McMahon wants nothing to do with giving Zack Ryder another title shot at this point in time, though she may have to if her father continues to intervene. Once again, NWO switching partners. Big Papa Pump in, taking on Tim Donst here. Amateur wrestlers going at each other. You know, one very far removed from his amateur wrestling career. But nice series of strikes from Steiner. And a huge belly-to-belly suplex. And Donst doesn't know what hit him. He just has to roll out of the ring and try to regroup here. Experience versus inexperience. The NWO have been working together as a team since 1997 in some aspects, whereas these men from Chikara may very well still have been in grade school. Tim Donst for sure at that time. It's amazing. There's a back suplex from Scott Steiner, and now the NWO trying to take control of this match, trying to salvage it. They could be our first upset. Our first two matches we saw yesterday on Raw. We watched the New Age Outlaws and Alex Hayes succumb in their match to Team Canada, and we watched Team NLG from the IWC lose. Oh, we've got a tag in from Mr. Touchdown, forces his own way into the match, and Donst is not happy about it, trying to choke out Syxx on the ring apron there with the help of Dasher Hatfield. The Throwbacks are trying to just be the Throwbacks here. Angelosetti picks Syxx up, and now he's got him up and over. Nice maneuver from Mark Angelosetti there, and Angelosetti backs off, and he wants Syxx up, and both members of the NWO know Steiner is still up, and now Angelosetti runs, and there's a big belly-to-belly suplex. He's got this match right where he wants it right now. Oh, but Syxx reversing out of the way. Angelosetti had something in mind. Angelosetti ducks now, working from behind on Syxx, pulling the hair down into a backbreaker. Now he goes onto the ropes, gets Mr. Perfect off of the ropes, going for the pin on Syxx, but there is a rope break while everybody is out of the ring. Scott Steiner comes in. Huge discus from Syxx there, and Angelosetti has his life flash before his eyes, but now working from behind. Big German suplex from Mr. Touchdown, and Syxx falling over. Touchdown back into the ring, and he's just going to let Tim Donst do his dirty work outside. Donst going to throw back in Mr. Syxx, Mr. X-Pac. Touchdown with a stomp to the giblets, and drags him back toward the center of the ring. The NWO are regrouping. Team Throwbacks are back in their corner. That little bit of chaos is done. See a lone NWO sign in this NXT crowd. Not usual here. Oh, look at the gorilla press from Mr. Touchdown to Syxx, and just dumps him behind him. Shades of the Ultimate Warrior there. And now, speaking of the Iron Sheik making an appearance, NWO running into each other, trying to break up his camel clutch. They do end up breaking it up, but Angelosetti gets the better of Syxx there. But now, Hennig is still in the ring, and Angelosetti has to fight them both off as both members of Throwbacks get their way out. Syxx now running at him into a side headlock. Another gorilla press. Look at the strength of the small man here. Mark Angelosetti. Amazing strength from the little guy. And he's going to take the knee of Syxx and slam it down into the mat. And now off the ropes is Angelosetti. Big body splash from him. And now he's going to go in for picking up Syxx as both members of the Throwbacks try to knock the NWO off the apron. But Syxx now off the ropes. Big running leg drop. And now Syxx running back across, thinks about a tag, thinks better of it. Dragging Angelosetti to the center of the ring. Hennig knocks Hatfield off the apron. We've got a pin here. Oh, but Mr. Touchdown easily kicks out there and rolls over away from danger. And now we've got Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner. He's eyeing up Mark Angelosetti. Angelosetti goes for Hennig, but he does get the snapmare as Steiner slams into him there. And that's another big German suplex from Mr. Touchdown. And Touchdown now all kinds of fired up. But the NWO wins by way of DQ. It appears as though Tim Donst earned a countout for Team Throwbacks, standing in the NWO's corner, messing with Syxx after he tagged in Scott Steiner. That DQ is going to allow the NWO to move on to the second round of this tournament. What a terrible win. NWO got lucky. We'll be right back. And we are back. Grand Canyon University Arena, Phoenix, Arizona. 5,000 NXT fans. Second match of the evening, and it's another match of the King of Trios tournament. You've got your 6th seeded Wyatt family. They are taking on, I believe, the number 27 seed combination of the Uso brothers and the Iron Sheik. We just saw his move, the camel clutch, deployed yet again, this time by Mr. Touchdown, Mark Angelosetti, in the match preceding this. He's here to reclaim the glory of his own submission hold, and I can almost guarantee we'll see it here in this match. We know the Wyatts here in NXT. They've been staunch competitors on this roster since we began this universe mode, but they typically are like the NWO on SmackDown. They wrestle on the undercard, and they've had desire to move up, but they just have not had the chance. They've lost key matches. They have had some pretty nice wins at pay-per-views. Most importantly, last month at the NXT Extreme Rules pay-per-view, Bray Wyatt debuted and defeated David Otunga impressively in one-on-one fashion. So they're hoping that as a team, these Wyatts, these kings of weird here in the WWE Universe, can win this tournament. They are favored. They've got a pretty, I don't want to say an easy road to it, but they know the Usos from when the Usos last spent time in the WWE. They don't know the Iron Sheik, but they do know that he is essentially a senior citizen at this point. And Eric Rowan, with Jimmy Uso on his shoulder, tosses him off to the mat. We'll remember for the purposes of this video that Jimmy's got the paint on the right and Jay's got the paint on the left. There is Eric Rowan twisting the arm around, but Jimmy reverses out with a little bit of a hip toss there. Nice maneuver into a collar and elbow tie-up. He's almost certainly going to lose against Eric Rowan, the much stronger man here. And there is a big back suplex from Eric Rowan as the Sheik and Jay Uso look on from their corner. Yet another IWC combined team looking to make a name for themselves and hopefully earn enough public exposure to earn a tryout here in NXT. And let me just say some words on that. The fact that we are hosting some of these King of Trios matches in NXT arenas has to be fantastic for the IWC competitors. Oh, double super kick. Get off my TV. From the Usos there on Eric Rowan. Good bit of double team as now Jay is your legal man. And he spins around Eric Rowan. Going to give him a whip. Going to throw him right back into the corner. And now they're going to get that double team going. But Eric Rowan charges out. Runs at Jay, gets him belly to belly, big time suplex, almost takes out the Iron Sheik with him too on the way down. And now Rowan tagging in his partner in crime, Luke Harper, runs at him, and another belly to belly suplex, a little bit of a team magic there. And there's a stomp to the back, and now Jay finds himself in the corner, runs big time, boot to the face, great drop kick from Jay Uso, but Luke Harper blocks the punch, Jay blocks the reversal into a side headlock there, and now Jay working him around, big club across the jaw. And Luke Harper is down. Elbow drop from Jay Uso. But there's a big boot to the gut from Luke Harper, who gets Jay Uso up on his shoulder. I swear he's a carbon copy clone of Eric Rowan's offense with another huge toss there. And they're just throwing the much smaller Usos around like they're rag dolls. Now Bray Wyatt, the ringleader, has the arms. And Luke Harper with a choke. Referee warning him to get off, though. Doesn't need to move to warn him. Just warning him from across the ring at a leisurely pace. Doing his thing. And now Eric Rowan holding the arms of Jay Uso. And there's a big poke to the eyes from Luke Harper. Oh, man, it is getting cheaty over in the Wyatt's corner. And the Usos here really want to be the first underdog team to get a win in this tournament. It looked like the Throwbacks in the match preceding this had a chance to do so, but they were sort of sabotaged by their makeshift partner, Tim Donst, earning a count-out loss, I should say, giving the NWO a victory, the favored team there. And you have to wonder if he did it on purpose after Mark Angelosetti tagged himself into the match. Donst did not look happy about it. And after Syxx tagged in Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner, Donst went over into the corner and made sure he stayed in the ring while taunting him. It looked like it could have been deliberate sabotage. There is a nice toss into the turnbuckle from both Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. But now the Iron Sheik with a snapmare to Bray Wyatt. And we've got the countdown on until our first camel clutch in this match. Where's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Is it even going to be the Iron Sheik here? Nobody knows. Bray Wyatt moving out of the way there, twisting the arm around. Has Sheik up. Snap suplex from Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt's trying to get this crowd behind him, but they are pretty terrified of him here in Phoenix. There's the Iron Sheik into a side headlock. Has the underhook. Big suplex from the Iron Sheik. Stomping on him now in his wonderful pointy boots that this whole world misses. But Bray runs at him. Big time clothesline from the Madman there. And a senton right on the chest of the Iron Sheik. And now Bray Wyatt rolls him over. Has him in the Boston Crab. Not the move we were looking for there. And Sheik does fight his way out of it. Still a whole lot of match to be wrestled here. But that is going to be another snap suplex from Bray Wyatt and Bray Wyatt just posturing for this crowd. He wants them to know that this is his team's tournament, that he plans on winning this King of Trios tournament, getting the 3 belts, and gaining the recognition. It doesn't need to go to an indie team, but now Iron Sheik has Bray Wyatt up on the top turnbuckle. Bray Wyatt now off the turnbuckle. Oh, Iron Sheik into a great catching power slam, and Bray does roll out of it, catches him on the head, and now he's going to have him flipped over with a hip toss, and they've got to calm this match down through the Wyatts. That was an unbelievable move from the Iron Sheik there. Did not see that coming. Can't believe Bray Wyatt took a dive there. That was just phenomenal. And now Wyatt poking the eyes of the Iron Sheik. They are across the board a very cheaty, very dark team here. And Sheik now is in incredible trouble, but he blocks a punch from Bray Wyatt. Sheik now twisting the arm, working from behind. Club to the back. And now we're going to have a tag on each side, as it appears as though Jey Uso is back into the match, and Luke Harper comes back in for the Wyatts. There's a knee to the chest from Jey. Jey flipping around now. Big swinging neck breaker from him, and Luke Harper is down. Elbow drop from Jey Uso there. And now with Luke on the mat, just slamming his head into the mat here. The referee backing him off after a few bits of contact there. But now Luke Harper twists the arm around on Jey Uso. Uso, though, great agility, works his way out into an arm drag. Nice escape from him. But Luke Harper catches him with an incredible spine buster. Yeah. Unbelievable. And now Jey Uso side headlock, twists him around, club across the throat of Luke Harper. And now punches to the far head while he's down on the mat. Jey Uso trying to get back into this match, and Luke Harper has to roll out of the ring here for a bit of strategery. And he's going right after the Iron Sheik, actually, trying to take out the partners of Jey Uso while the ref counts. And Harper does get back in the ring, and he and Uso lock horns in the center there. And Jey Uso gets him into a side headlock. Big elbow to the back of the head, but Bray Wyatt slides up into the ring, breaks up the hold. And now Luke Harper brings Jimmy Uso in and stomps on his chest. He wants Jey to watch him as he's hurting his friends and his brother. This is psychological warfare here, taking apart the non-legal man at the expense of leaving the legal man wide open to launch a counterattack. We'll see if it's smart, or we'll see if it earns them a loss here, the Wyatts. And now Luke Harper, once again, a collar and elbow tie-up here in the center of the ring. And once again, Jey Uso comes out as the strongman. Good low kick there, sends Harper down. And Harper's got to find a way to get out of this match. Big enziguri from Jey Uso. And Luke Harper is in no man's land. And there's a springboard, but the frog splash does not connect from Jey Uso. He mistimes the distance on it. And now, big spinning discus clothesline from Luke Harper. And Jey Uso has been killed. Eric Rowan knocks Jimmy. 1, 2. Oh, almost a 3 count. The Iron Sheik doesn't even care that anything is happening here. And now, once again, Jey Uso is up on the shoulder of Luke Harper. And Harper just throws him off. And now Luke Harper is fired up over at his corner. He's getting advice from Bray, but he's got to act quick. No, there's the big Samoan drop, the finisher of the Usos. But now Jimmy accidentally takes out his own brother with a backbreaker, neckbreaker combo. And now both men, Luke Harper and Jey Uso, are down. Jey gets up. Iron Sheik takes Bray Wyatt down. Jey goes out of the ring. Luke Harper gets up in the ring. Luke Harper doesn't know what's happening right now. Luke Harper now. There's a double vertical suplex to Bray Wyatt. And Harper is trying to get outside and join the fray. And he does. But there's Jey Uso spinning him around, throwing him into the crowd barricade. This match, all hell is breaking loose here. And Jey Uso runs the risk of getting counted out here, ladies and gentlemen. He's been out of the ring longer, but he's going right after Luke Harper. And now the Iron Sheik after Harper. Bray Wyatt on Jey Uso. Jimmy Uso by himself. Harper gets thrown back up into the ring by the Iron Sheik. The Iron Sheik may have just lost the match for his team by throwing Harper back in and resetting the Wyatt's clock. And now there's a big face buster on the outside. A bulldog from Luke Harper to Jey Uso, and now he's wrenching the arm back. The entire Uso team is in the corner over here with Bray Wyatt as Eric Rowan, for some reason, remains on the apron. Luke Harper, though, not getting the better of this. The Usos taking control of him outside of the ring here. Everybody ganging up on Luke Harper as Bray Wyatt backs off to gain a little bit of a breather. Thrown into the steel stairs is Luke Harper, spun around by Jimmy Uso. Jey Uso gets the backbreaker into a twisting neckbreaker through the steel stairs. And now Luke Harper has got to be hurting on the outside here. And now both Jimmy Uso and the Iron Sheik trying to take control. Jey Uso's back in the ring. Luke Harper's got to get back in the ring. The ref wants him back in the ring. And now Jimmy... Oh, Luke Harper does get back in. And he runs right at Jey Uso for a huge belly-to-belly suplex. And now Luke Harper for whatever reason, goes back out of the ring. Probably didn't mean to. I can tell you he didn't mean to. Collar and elbow tie up in the corner over here. Jey Uso, again, stronger than Luke Harper. He's got him up overhead. Look at the strength of Jey Uso. Vertical suplex. And that's Luke Harper down, but he crawls over. And now he's got the team leader, Bray Wyatt, in the ring. And he knocks out Jey Uso. And he heads over to the turnbuckle. And he knocks the Iron Sheik off. And now, Bray Wyatt working from behind on Jey Uso. Has him up by one knee. And that's the knee breaker down on the other. And now Bray Wyatt lifts Jey Uso up. And he's going to roll him into the turnbuckle. And a big avalanche from Bray Wyatt to to Jey Uso. Got the wrong one in. Flips him up and over. Huge suplex from Bray Wyatt. And now Bray Wyatt winding up. He's getting Sister Abigail ready. He's got his one gloved hand. His teammates are in. They knock everybody off the ring. There's Sister Abigail. Wyatt for the pin here. The ref's got to count it. 1, 2, 3. That's the match. And this time the Iron Sheik does try to get in, but he can't get there fast enough. The Wyatt family wins after Bray Wyatt hits Sister Abigail on the very tired Jey Uso. Luke Harper looked like he had the match won for quite a while there, and the Iron Sheik looked just completely disinterested to be working with the Usos. And for that, the three of them now lose, and most likely lose out on any chance at an NXT call-up anytime in the near future, as this competition is going to move on. 4 matches in this King of Trios tournament have been processed, and in each of them, the favored team has won. At this point, I'm beginning to ask, are we going to have any upsets, or is this going to be a straightforward matchup that sees the Shield and the $1 Million Corporation in the finals? Either way, the Wyatt family here from NXT, they're moving on. We'll be right back with 3 more matches from Phoenix, guys. Don't go anywhere. And we are back once again, ladies and gentlemen. Match number 3 here from Grand Canyon University. Big super kick from the Roush, and he loves to start off matches that way. This is a submission match between the Roush and Heath Slater. I don't need to say too much about the rivalry these two have had. It dates back to just after NXT Extreme Rules, almost over a full month ago at this point. They're almost 2 months old now, where they've gone back and forth, and it began as just a match put together by Stephanie McMahon between Heath Slater and the Roush, but Heath Slater's bad mental space after that Extreme Rules pay-per-view with essentially the interior destruction of 3MB, it led to this rivalry where his matches against the rookie, the Roush, were increasingly vicious. If he lost, he panicked. If he won, he over-celebrated, and the Roush, while remaining pretty green and, generally just naive and nice about things, still stood up for himself and began to fight back. Paul Heyman came in to manage 3MB and further angered Heath Slater, where he just wants to be a loner and just put away this kid, the Roush. And while he beat him at Over the Limit, seeming to be in the proper headspace to do so, it seemed as though the problems between these two could go away and Heath Slater could focus more on bringing 3MB back together once he convinced himself that he could beat a rookie here in NXT. However, the Roush won a rematch last week on NXT, last Tuesday night. He did get his revenge, and now once again Heath Slater is just foaming at the mouth and angry and out here in the ring. But they are fighting in a specialty match that heavily favors the Roush. He is a submission-forward wrestler. That is his area of expertise. There's a big drop kick from Heath Slater to the Roush there, and the Roush now in the corner, succumbing to the knee of Heath Slater here. And now Slater's got him up. Side headlock there. Rakes the eyes of the Roush. And now Slater trying to size him up from behind. There's a collar and elbow tie-up. And the Roush happy to just keep fighting these matches against Heath Slater because he understands that he is learning every week. But Slater with a gutbuster there. Not going to feel too happy about that one, are you, Rook? And now the Roush, punch to the gut on Heath Slater, backs off, runs at him, swinging around from behind, German suplex into the turnbuckle. The pain that one had to cause, probably indescribable. And now the Roush taking Heath Slater and running him across the ring into the other turnbuckle. And now Heath Slater throws the Roush into the corner. Roush slides down, taking a little bit of a seat, stomp on the chest, another knee to the throat from Heath Slater. And this corner offense is the difference in this match so far, as Heath Slater is certainly at an advantage. But now the Roush with a big belly-to-belly suplex and sizing up Heath Slater. He's got him locked, and he's got an armbar already. He already wants this. The triangle hold applied, but we're not going to end the match that early, ladies and gentlemen. Roush now working from behind on Slater, spins him around, lifts him up, and he's got a knee breaker, and Slater definitely feels that in his leg there. Roush runs at him, misses the super kick. Slater puts him down. Great reversal from Heath Slater there, and he's definitely learned a bit fighting this wiry kid. Big step up enziguri, and Heath Slater now looking to get back in control, but Rausch runs up with a punch, runs around behind, another German suplex there, and the Rausch backs off, takes a little two-step, little jab to the air, getting himself ready in this fight, ladies and gentlemen. And now Heath Slater working from behind with a club to the back of the Roush. Gets him around on the chest. Big drop kick. And the Roush doesn't know what hit him. There's an elbow drop that just completely misses its target. And now Slater, big kick to the back of the Roush. And the Roush is just in pain at the whim of Heath Slater. Slater has him up on his shoulders. But Roush reverses inverted DDT there. Great maneuver from the Roush. And now Roush has Heath Slater up. And he's got him in a side headlock. Has him twisted around. Big vertical suplex from the Roush to Heath Slater. And now the Roush spins Slater over. Oh, but Slater gets up with a punch to the neck. And now twisting the arm around is Slater, working from behind. And he's got the Roush up. Big back suplex. Snaps him down to the base of his vertebra there. And now Heath Slater to the outside. Off the top rope. Big twisting body attack. Completely misses. And now the Roush sees his vulnerable opponent. Gets super fired up. Spins Heath Slater around. Back fist. And another back fist. And he's got Slater up on top of the mountain for the Brockengespenst. And Slater goes down. And now the Roush, once again, all kinds of fired up here. He's going to pick Heath Slater up by the hair. And he's going to send him down into the turnbuckle area. And now the Roush trying to pick him up, but Slater kicks the chest. Big, very European uppercut from the Roush to Heath Slater. And now Slater standing in front of the Roush, groggy. Roush has him between his legs. Big time Steinalizer from the Roush. We know that move from the Indies, don't we now, children? And now the Roush rolls Slater around, and he's got an ankle lock. And he's got an ankle lock out of nowhere, but we get to the ropes, and Heath Slater does indeed get out. The Roush just backing off. Very methodical in this match. He doesn't want to get too amped up. He's lost several of these matches going after high-flying aerial maneuvers that miss. And now Slater tuning up the band. He's trying to get the crowd behind him, but they want nothing to do with Heath Slater. They've seen the worst side of him for 2 straight months. But Slater looks a little groggy. There is the reverse DDT from Heath Slater, his finishing move. Can't go for the pin here. You got to go for a submission. Roush pushes off. Runs into a punch right from Heath Slater into the gut, but Roush comes back. Got him in his side headlock, does the Roush. Spins him around, get him up, big back suplex, and the Roush kips up. Very athletic from the relative newcomer here. And now, there's the camel clutch we were waiting for in the last match, but we get to the ropes, and Heath Slater gets out of it. The Roush again backing off, trying to put this match away with the submission that he knows how to run, but there's a big back elbow to the nose of the Roush. And now Heath Slater with a kick to the small of the back, rolls him over, just toying with him again. And now it's Heath Slater with his own camel clutch. Heath Slater with the camel clutch applied, and the Roush has to tap out in a submission match. And yet again, the tide in this rivalry slides back to the mentally unstable Heath Slater, as this is supposed to be the Roush's forte. It looked like he had it locked up a few times, but Heath Slater either got to the ropes or got out of the submission and put the camel clutch on the Roush. I swear, the camel clutch may as well sponsor this universe mode. If it was a money-making entity, it would be my #1 sponsor for the amount of times that we use it and plug it. And I'm surprised the real-life Iron Sheik hasn't mentioned anything about it on Twitter yet. But Heath Slater gets the win over the Roush after the Roush got the win over him, after Heath Slater got the win over him, after the Roush got the win over him. And that is the way this rivalry goes. I have no doubts in my mind that we're going to see this again next week. And if I'm the Roush, I'm starting to get angry and frustrated. We will be right back, guys. And here's Mark Henry standing in the ring. That's Big John Studd's music playing. Henry hears it, he's waiting for him. But Big John Studd, he's done this before, and Henry still can't pick up on it. Intelligence not here. And this is our 4th match of the evening. This is a Falls Count Anywhere match between Big John Studd and Mark Henry. And now, we've seen that from Big John Studd in this rivalry before, and Mark Henry still doesn't anticipate it. I guess because A. Deceive, the manager, isn't out here to say something. Oh, and there's a bear hug from Big John Studd on the outside of the ring here. but he's going to have to drop Mark Henry. Can't hold him up for quite long enough to make him tap. That tap would have counted out here. Big STO from Big John Studd, and just look at how big these guys are in comparison to the fans they're wrestling right up against. This is insanity. There's Henry now with a side headlock, and he's got Big John Studd. Throws him right into that crowd barricade, but now Big John Studd reverses out with an elbow to the back of the head. And now he's got Henry into a side headlock, and he lifts him up like it's nothing into a scoop body slam. There's an elbow drop, hits the shoulder of Mark Henry. And at least at this point, this isn't over a woman. This isn't, some gender-based, I will protect you, I will stalk you. This is just the fact that these two behemoths of NXT, a former NXT champion, a former WWE superstar, that they just hate each other and are taking it out in every kind of brutal match stipulation they possibly can. Another body slam from Big John Studd, and now he heads under the ring, and he's coming up with a steel chair with Mark Henry's name all over it. Hits him right in the head and then in the gut, and Mark Henry is just bleeding on the outside of the ring. Studd runs at him, hits him with it right over the head one more time, and one more for good measure. And Henry just looks dead. The pinfall here, just a 1 count though, and Mark Henry does indeed get out. Working from behind is Big John Studd, but Henry into a snapmare now. Henry runs at him. World's Strongest Man picks up Big John Studd. Studd blocks a punch into another block punch. Mark Henry working from behind, spins him around, gets him in a whip, throws him right over into the steel ring post face first, slams his head into it, and then rolls Big John Studd aggressively back up into the ring. And now Mark Henry with all of his strength, sliding the steel ring stairs into the ring. Studd going to pick him up. Runs after Henry, knocks him across the face with him, and then just tosses him at his lifeless body on the ground. Another pin, just another 1 count though, and Mark Henry does kick out. Big John Studd going in with punches. Henry predicts that correctly, goes into a side headlock here, and just big headbutt from Mark Henry to the top of the dome of Big John Studd. The blood pouring out of a wound in the forehead of Mark Henry here, but Big John Studd with a big back suplex, and Mark Henry, all that, man, coming down really hard in the corner of the ring. Kick to the small of the back. Elbow drop to the back of the leg. And now an STO from Big John Studd to Mark Henry. And another kick to the small of the back from Big John Studd. And now Studd picking Henry up by his hair. And he's got the arm twisted around behind. And just hits him right in the face. And Henry coming back. And my favorite animation in the game. Henry keels over and dies. And now Big John Studd letting the groggy opponent come to him. And Studd's got him. Double underhook applied. He's got him a big double underhook suplex from Big John Studd to Mark Henry as a trail of blood just pulls around Henry on the mat. We've got a pin here. 1, 2, 3. Mark Henry kicks out at 2.9874325. Big back suplex from Big John Studd. He's not going to let the near fall dismay him now. This match continues on. And there's a rake to the eyes from Big John Studd. Running at Henry from behind. Misses a swipe over his head. Mark Henry gets a club to the back there. Spins Big John Studd around. And he's going to throw him back into himself. Big power slam from Mark Henry. And Studd struggling to get up. We've now got a collar and elbow tie up here in the corner of the ring. Big John Studd comes out on top of it. And there is a big headbutt of his own to Mark Henry. Spins him over, another kick to the small of the back, and just stomping on his back while he's down. Tries to drop an elbow, doesn't quite line it up right, and Mark Henry gets up. Coming at Big John Studd, another scoop slam there from the big man here in NXT, the former NXT champion, the first one of our universe mode, who lost to The Miz at Extreme Rules, and whose career trajectory has not been the same since then. But there is a big back suplex from Mark Henry that dumps him on his head and gives Henry enough time to get out of the ring. There's Studd, though. Studd giving very, very slow, molasses-like pursuit here on the outside of the ring. And another big headbutt from Big John Studd. And he's going to kick him over one more time. And now Big John Studd again going to utilize the steel stairs. I don't know if Mark Henry can take much more of this. Gets him right across the top of the head with the steel stairs and then throws them at him. But now Henry picks him up. Big John Studd going for the elbow, can't get it. Henry hits him with the stairs, and Big John Studd looks dead right to the crotch with the stairs. And again from Mark Henry, right to the crotch, and Big John Studd just can't get away. There we go. He gets out of it. He rolls up and away from it. And now he's going to wrench those stairs away from Mark Henry. And he tries to swing but he can't. He puts him down. Mark Henry with an STO right into the steel stairs. Head first goes Big John Studd, but he kicks out of the ensuing pinfall with ease. There's a kick to the gut for Mark Henry, who looks like he's trying to come back into this match now. And now Big John Studd with another kick to the gut. He's got the double underhook again. Oh, but a big back body drop from Mark Henry sends Big John Studd rolling over onto the steel stairs. And Henry now trying to mount a comeback despite the sneak attack from Big John Studd to begin this match, despite the bloodening. And Henry's got him up. And there's the world's strongest slam on the steel stairs. Big John Studd is going to be unconscious after that attack. Unbelievable move from Mark Henry there. And now he spins him around. And he's got him up one more time. And that's the real world's strongest slam down on the floor of the arena. And there's a pinfall from Mark Henry. One. Oh, just a one count though. And Big John Studd does kick out. He's got life in him even though his head bounced off those stairs in very sickening fashion. There's a running elbow from Big John Studd to Mark Henry. And now Henry backs off. Big arm drag from Big John Studd. I can't believe he gets leverage like that on the 400-plus pound world's strongest man. There's an elbow drop from Big John Studd. And now Studd trying to just pick Henry up, but Henry sweeps his legs out. Mark Henry in control. Another pinfall here. One, just another one count. Big John Studd kicks out. Working from behind, Big John Studd. Mark Henry twists the arm around. Belly-to-belly suplex right next to the announcer's table. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. This whole match is going to hurt. They're running into everything possible here. And then through those discarded stairs goes Mark Henry. Big John Studd dropping an elbow right into the spine of the big man there. And he's just going to town on him while he's down. Mark Henry walks right into a side headlock. And another scoop body slam from Big John Studd. And now he's going for the pin. 1, 2 count though. Mark Henry kicks out. I can't believe how far this match has come from that near fall in the ring from Big John Studd to Mark Henry. And now Big John Studd picking Mark Henry up. He's got him again with the hand behind his head and a punch to the face, and Mark Henry, once again, not going to be able to get up from that. And now Big John Studd just daring him, absolutely daring him to. Gets him once again. He's got the double underhook applied. Got him up and over. Big suplex on the floor of the arena. Studd going for the pin. 1, 2, 3. That is the match. Eventually, the sneak attack early on does pay off, but Mark Henry fought a valiant fight there. He's going to have to go backstage and talk to his manager, A. Deceive, who is presumably watching from a safe and comfortable distance, given her restraining order that she does not want to lapse. He's going to have to learn what he did wrong in this match from studying the tape. But really, when a man as big as Big John Studd gets the drop on you and comes at you from behind early on, there's no way you're going to do anything right. From that point, you are just at a loss. And despite Mark Henry's greatest efforts, Big John Studd hits the big suplex on the outside of the ring and does come away with the victory, once again adding a bit of richness and thickness to this rivalry. We're coming back for a main event, non-title match between The Miz and Kofi Kingston. Don't go anywhere, guys. Yeah, Big John Studd's angry. We get it. He's always angry. And there's The Miz making his way down, but Zack Ryder attacking him from behind, bouncing his face off of the steel ring stairs, and the NXT champion abused. And though I would love to say that Zack Ryder was aiding Kofi Kingston there, we all know that it's more that Zack Ryder can't stand what The Miz and possibly Stephanie McMahon stand for here in NXT. The Miz purported to be a spy for Stephanie McMahon amidst the rest of the roster, although of course I'm not saying that because I value my job as commentator. We've gone over this before. Either way, Kofi looking for a big win over the champion here. Some of the fans here are excited to see Kofi Kingston. Others also watch him on SmackDown and realize what got him demoted in the first place, where Edge and Caitlyn were just trying to form a stable between the three of them, and Kofi was annoyed by their love to the point that he had to rebel and nearly kill Edge in a couple quality matches that ended up getting him sent down here to NXT. And there's the Trouble in Paradise from Kofi Kingston out of absolutely nowhere, dragging the champion to the center of the ring. Is he going to get a quick win here in the evening's main event? Oh no, there's a quick kick out from The Miz. It's going to take more. The Miz with one title defense under his belt after winning the title from Big John Studd over a month ago at Extreme Rules. It's going to take a bit more to keep him down for a 3 count, even if Zack Ryder is helping you with sneaky cheat attacks. Big neck breaker from Kofi Kingston. And again, he's going to go for the pin. Just a 1 count though, and The Miz kicks out fairly easily. Kofi now working from behind. Back suplex sends Miz down onto the top of his back, the middle of his vertebrae there. But now Kofi's got Miz in the corner. He's going to put the champion up on the top turnbuckle, and Miz kicks him right in the chin, and Kofi is stunned. Big double axe handle from the champion sends him down, and now side headlock applied to Kofi Kingston in the center of the ring. Arm up over, snap suplex from The Miz to Kofi. The Miz now going on the attack here. Zack Ryder obviously already fled backstage. He may have to dodge Stephanie McMahon and her security, but after what happened with her father coming down and talking to her last week on NXT, as we saw from sneakily obtained video on IWC, we're not sure how heavy-handed she's going to be with this La Revolucion and Zack Ryder situation in the future. We'll have to wait and find out about that. Now, The Miz here with left-handed punches to the side of the face of Kofi Kingston on the mat. The referee breaks him up, and now lifting Kofi up. And there's an inverted snapmare off the ropes. Big boot sends Kofi right back down. Pin from The Miz. Doesn't even get the 1 before Kofi kicks out. We could have a really good main event here after what looked like it was going to be very, very quickly done. Nice agility into an arm drag from Kofi Kingston. Heads up top, but The Miz sits him down. And now The Miz climbing up after him. One arm suplex. Throws him to the center of the ring with the drag there. But Kofi rolls up, and he gets him with a jumping headbutt. And now rolling The Miz over. There's a big kick to the small of the back. And now running at him, drops the leg. And The Miz gets up, but Kofi once again into a side headlock. Miz spins him off into a back elbow, sending Kofi down in the center of the ring. Kofi trying to back off here, but Miz going in right after him. Kofi, big back suplex to the NXT champion. And Kofi just kind of sizing him up now as he lays down. 2 punches, but Miz blocks the third into a side headlock. Kofi throws him off his own back elbow. And now Kofi trying to once again just get him in his sights. 2 kicks, but Kofi blocks the punch. Miz blocks the rebound. Side headlock. Go to send Kofi into the turnbuckle. Runs at him, but Kofi steps out of the way. And now Miz once again going to throw him into the turnbuckle. Kofi bouncing off. Big clothesline from The Miz. Rolls him over. Grabs 1 foot. Elbow drop to the knee. That leg is going to be in some pain from Kofi Kingston. Kofi, of course, the last time we saw him was his debut here in NXT when he lost to... Get up. Sorry. When he lost to Brodus Clay in Hell in the Cell at Extreme Rules for that Internet Championship. And he kicks out at 2 after Miz's signature move there. Rolling out of the way is Kofi from behind now. Gets The Miz up. There's another big back suplex from Kofi Kingston, who's now high-stepping around the ring. All kinds of fired up. Working from behind once again. And again with a back suplex. Kofi keeping that move going strong in the arsenal tonight. And now The Miz getting up, but he's groggy. Kofi from a side headlock gets him up and over for a nice rib breaker over his extended knee. And now Kofi running at The Miz. Gets him for a monkey flip. Sends him into the corner. Kofi now going up top and simply waiting for The Miz to roll up. Kofi off. Gets the big leg drop. Unbelievable move from Kofi Kingston, but The Miz gets up with a punch to the jaw, kick to the gut, and the swinging leg DDT, and Kofi Kingston is busted open now. He's bleeding in the ring, and The Miz is fired up here, and Kofi Kingston is just barely awake. Looks like he's falling asleep in the ring, and now Kofi is crawling to his feet. Miz spins him around, gets him up, and that is it. That's the skull-crushing finale. This could be the end of the match here, ladies and gentlemen. Miz rolling Kofi over. 1, 2, 3. The champion wins despite the attack from Zack Ryder. The Miz gets the win over Kofi Kingston, the challenger. Kofi is now 0-2 in NXT, and he's trying to get his career back on track. There's one fan named Jordan Demond who really wants to see it. Either way, though, The Miz gets the win. There's the DDT that looks like it really set things up more than anything else. And then the skull-crushing finale was just the exclamation point at the end of the sentence. The champion gets the win. Zack Ryder's attack goes for nothing, and Zack Ryder could very well be in trouble now. But we will be back tomorrow night. We're going to bring you one more match. And wait, there is Zack Ryder, and he's making the belt signal. You know, in this universe, that means a challenge has been issued, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to double check on this, but our pay-per-view may be set if Stephanie McMahon consents to it. Either way, we're going to be back tomorrow for the IWC Minor Show. We're going to bring you one more King of Trios matchup for that show and simulate the rest. If you like this video, leave a like on it, and if you're new here, consider subscribing to get this stuff as soon as it comes up. I'm going to start editing this and get on with my day, guys. I hope you enjoy yours. Bye-bye.